move over. Don't block me, my renew over. Don't block me, move over. Don't block me, my renew over. Don't block me, move over. Don't block me, my renew over. Hey, don't block me, move over. Don't block me, my renew over. Don't block me, move over. Don't block me, my renew over. Don't block me, move over. Don't block me, my renew over.
Yeah, don't block me, move over. Radio, we're cracking in an epic podcast tonight, my boy Ganesh Matlock. Then let that instrumental play for a little bit. Okay, this is your epic joint, bro. Let it rock out. Let's go podcast. Squirrel Rosenberg Radio. We're in the house on a classic night tonight.
My life, there's better things, I am closer. I see my face on a poster. Successful things like a rover. Don't block me, move over. Don't block me, moving you over. And piece it together, cause life is not
this epic podcast, ladies and gentlemen. What an intro. Big shout out for being here, bro. And thank you so much for being here and adding that flavor. Thank you so much for being here, bro. I want to ask you to lift up your Poland Spring. Yes. I'm going to lift up my Heineken. Let's toast to your presence right now.
Thank
Bong,
you.
for real. Let's grow a podcast. Not only do we drink responsibly, but we make sure our youngsters are drinking correctly. As we get ready to crack into this podcast, guys, I want to let you know tonight is epic. Epic for multiple reasons. I have the pleasure of having Ganesh Matlock sitting across from me, where I'm going to dig into his story. How old are you, by the way?
I'm 16 years old. I'm a youngin'. I'm a little baby.
Check this out. In the good book, and for those who don't know, it's the Bible, it says, out of the mouth of babes come wisdoms. So you got to really understand that you're going to drop some jewel on the show because what you've accomplished. But before we crack into you, everybody know how I normally start the show. And let me back this up for a little bit. I want to give a big shout out to the crew that's in the house right now. Big shout out to Manny on the camera, holding us down. Josh, back behind the camera, looking us down. Big shout out to Lou Amano, rocking that intro is official. And of course, Charles, thank you so much for being here, bro. The whole crew is in the house. Everything looks crisp. And of course, I can't forget the lady behind the audio right now. Ellie, thank you so much for holding us down, hustling us and getting us some food right now. That was so important, you know. But as I crack into the show, and, you know, I big up my crew because, you know, we're nothing without us working together to create this ambiance that you're seeing. I also want to take this moment to give a big shout out to the audience that's sitting in the house. And you came in with a couple people. But first, let's take this moment to give a big shout out to Mom.
Oh, I love my mom. My mom is my favorite person.
So right now, we want to take a moment and give
I love you, Mom.
And I'm going to make sure I don't massacre this powerful name. I want to take a moment right now to give a big shout out to Sabrina. Thank you so much. Did I get it right?
No.
Oh my God.
No, wait, hold on.
Correct me.
Yo, wait, no, that's not my mom. Sabrina? No. It's pronounced, Subadra. There you go.
Okay,
It's very African, right. You know, Jamaican.
And that's
Subadra.
And you know what the thing about the show? I like to keep it so real because it is worth correcting. Mm-hmm. Subadra. Thank you so much for being here.
Love me, mommy.
Yeah.
Subadra.
And when we go into the podcast, I want to share how influential Subadra is to this movement, and you're sitting here right now. But I want to give a big shout out to the management team that's here.
Hey, shout out my manager. Shout out all the homies that, you know, work for me. They're like family, you know. I love you guys
for being here.
Thank you for supporting me.
SQR podcast for Rosenberg Radio. We're cracking in with my boy Ganesh Matlock, and to you, my friend, salute for being here.
Thank you.
No. We're gonna crack into your story, your journey, and I want to hear what you're doing. But before I run into that story, introduce yourself and let people know where they can find and see you.
Yo, what's up, everybody? So my name is Ganesh Matlock. That's my rapper name. That's my actual name. And you can find me on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. You can get my handle? Facebook. My handle is Ganesh Matlock. Ganesh Matlock.
Can't go wrong with that.
That's just my name, you know. And Ganesh means Lord of Success and remover of all obstacles. It's a Hindi, you know, God's name.
SQR podcast, Squirrel Rosenberg Radio. Whenever you say something profound on this podcast, we call it dropping a jewel.
Yeah, that's a big jewel right there.
That is a phenomenal jewel.
It's me.
I'm going to ask you, look into the main camera and repeat that. The definition of your name.
So the big jewel we're dropping today is my name, Ganesh Matlock. Ganesh means Lord of Success, remover of all obstacles. And it's a big meaning because nothing can stop me. I just remove obstacles out my way. Nothing can stop me.
What a philosophy to have. And understand this 16-year-old phenomenon is seeing the world through those lenses. Step your game up. We're about to dig into his life. SQR podcast, Squirrel Rosenberg Radio, Ganesh Matlock. I'm going to take a quick break, come back, crack into this egg, you're in for a treat. 1.
Let's get it. We gotta turn up, bro. This is shake it up. We gotta shake it up.
Dude, I don't have the hair to do that, bro.
Dude,
okay, what you gotta do is just
do it.
like
I'll
this.
My life is great, I enjoy it. It should get hard, it's annoying. I work for myself, no employment. I'm responsible for disappointments. Can't blame no one, it's important. And me and my gang, we enormous. We live in the jungle, the forest. I sit on the top, I enforce this. Don't get me stuck in no chaos.
Podcast, Squirrel Rosenberg Radio, Ganesh Matlock, bragging on this day. Wow. What a classic movie. Let's dig into this. Yo, thank you so much for being here. The energy is so official, bro. I am so blessed to have you sitting across from me.
Thank you.
Because now you're so accomplished at 16. You know, like I was running a tire in Jamaica with my hands at 16, barefooted. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So the way you are right now, and just see you taking advantage of these opportunities is fascinating. So let's go back to the beginning.
Yes.
What was the family makeup like?
My family makeup is consists of 4 siblings, me included. So my mom has 4 kids, and we're all talented. And my backstory is basically me being born, and I moved to Jamaica. I was raised in Jamaica for.
Slow down.
Yeah, no, I can't be jumping story.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna take you through this journey.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you have 4 siblings, mom, dad.
Mom and dad.
And where do you fall in the rank of siblings? Because that's very powerful.
That's true. It's true. I can say I'm the middle child, but since it's a 4 and it's an even number, I fall under the last 2. So I have my youngest sister, Kali, and then I'm Ganesh.
Okay.
My brother is Krishna, and then my older sister is Radha.
Yo, those are very
so
powerful
talented
names.
Yeah, they're powerful. They're all Hindu god names, and goddesses. So
no, when I think about your mom's name, Subadra.
Oh yeah,
it's like twister. I can't help but saying Wakanda forever.
Oh,
right behind that, dude. You know what I mean? That's such a powerful name right there.
That's my mom, dude. She's scary. I love her.
So let me ask you this. Wow, let me figure out how to word this. I am fascinated. Why do you think you have those names?
I think it ties in with what my mom was going through, because as she was developing and being older, now that she has kids, she's like getting her life together, because we came from a hard past, so she's getting over things, and like she went deep into spirituality, and that has to deal with the Hindu god names, because she was into yoga, and a lot of the Sanskrit names that she was learning, it just developed as like our family, elevating in consciousness, kind of. If you want to think about it from like a weird, like
no,
spiritual
there's something weird about
perspective.
that. Let me compliment you right now.
Yes.
You're 16 and you're so aware of the position of your mom at that time to give you those names.
Yes.
I salute you for that awareness.
Thank you.
So
it took a lot.
Yeah, you're digging into this, moms, and I want to get to how the artistic, creative flow developed. But let's slow back. So you're growing up. Little boy growing up with his sisters, and grew up in Jamaica, you said, right?
Correct, yeah.
Which spot?
Kingston, Jamaica, and up in Stony Hill, Red Hills, all that. That's like my yard right there.
Jamaica and my yard.
Yeah, man.
You went to school in Jamaica?
Yeah, I went to a school out there, and it's called Queen's Prep. It's all girls school. But they had like a prep school in the back, so they had like mixed boys and girls. But
okay, go ahead.
Most of it, the high school part was, straight girls.
What age were you at this time?
I was like 7, 8.
Do you remember, now that you're 16 and can look back all those years, and I'm making fun of you because you're so young, but you can look back a couple years. Do you remember anything fascinating or interesting about growing up in Jamaica that made you say, I want to hold this?
Oh yeah.
Share something.
Yeah, so back then I was learning all about the culture. I was just soaking up everything and all the culture that is in Jamaica, and honestly it's a whole nother world. It's beautiful. It's paradise.
Were you born in the US or born there?
I was born in the US. I traveled there when I was 6 years old, and I lived there for 4 years until I was 10.
Ooh.
Yes.
This is my youth. So you get ripe in Jamaica.
Like a mango.
That was so good.
Yeah.
That's so Jamaican.
Right, breadfruit.
Squirrel podcast, Squirrel Rosenberg Radio. You know, Ganesh and I are connecting on a different level because when you're able to experience those prime years in Jamaica, it's a different type of lifestyle compared to what kids experience here.
Because you know the roots.
You know the roots.
Yeah. So that's
16-year-old dropping jewels. SQR podcast. Please stay focused on what's happening here. Your ears are opening. Let's rock into this. So you're going to school.
Correct.
Primary school.
So I'm going at this young age, you know, since it's a prep school, there's a lot of girls. And I was always more like friends with more girls when I was younger. You know, I was a young player. You know the deal is.
Well, dude, you have the aesthetic. So
I got this now.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I just got this now. Like these locks and the good looks. It's something called puberty. Puberty hit, and I was like saved for my life. As a kid, I didn't look human. I was not from this earth. I promise.
No, I respect the honesty and the confidence that you say that, because guess what? There are kids out there who are going to be watching this going, no way.
I know, right?
Preach on this.
So, yeah, I was like, you could say I was self-conscious. Like, when I was younger, I had long hair. I had a huge amount of hair, golden, big puff balls on my head. And I was
I'm sure
always
they made
drawn
fun
to
of you in Jamaica.
Dude, the attention. I got so much attention when I was younger. Everybody's walking up to me like, "Oh, is this your kid?" And coming up to Subadra, and Subadra's just like, "That's my kid." I don't like. Why is this kid like has so many fans? I like. That's how it kind of felt. Like,
wow.
Everybody came up to me and was like,
At
"Can I have some of your hair?"
Were you embracing the attention, or were you a little bit like, "Whoa"?
I was born into it, bro. I was like, look, I just observe and watch and just soak it all in because I know it's just love. So I just give love back, always. Yeah.
SQR podcast, Squirrel Rosenberg Radio. We're sitting here with Ganesh Matlock, 16-year-old phenomenon that's rocking in, about to drop some incredible music on us right now. And we're cracking into his life. And I want to take you through the slow journey because I want people to understand the ingredients, as we say in Jamaica, the spice going in the pot that make this person I'm talking to right now.
Correct.
So crack into this. Now you're in primary school, right? You're going through. When did you realize that artistically you have something special?
Artistically, I knew that I was always doing stuff inside the house. Like, I was always drumming. I was always tapping on things. I was always singing. I was like always performing. I always was big on performance in general. Was
anybody else, his siblings, performing or?
Yeah, no. Well, it's just it runs in my blood. Like low key, I have like a history of, being in plays. When I was younger, I was taking guitar lessons and I was singing. And
so your mom, Subadra,
pushed.
Not pushed, but supported.
She pushed me. My beginning, my development. She's pushing me now. My mom's gonna always push me, bro. She be pushing, like she pushes.
Well, you got a Jamaican mom, so
yeah,
like a hand truck down the road, we're making this work.
Facts.
Yeah.
So, exactly. So she's always put like the fuel behind me, and we just been sparking and letting it go fire.
No. I respect that.
Yeah.
I am trying to find out. Was there, if you could remember retrospectively, which is just looking back, could you remember something that propelled you down this path? Do you think of one moment, or were you just always open to your mom, Subadra? And I'm going to say her name every time I mention mom because it's so powerful. But
true.
Did you accept everything that your mom, Subadra, opened up to you? Did you ever rebel? I just want to get to that one catalyst that pushed that boulder down the road, if you can remember. Was it an uncle that was playing an instrument? What was it?
I just fell in love with music. Like as a kid, like I saw people playing guitars, and my mom was just always supportive. She just knew it. Like one day we woke up in Jamaica and we're like, I want to go to LA and I want to be an actor. And my mom was always there to influence and like, push us. And I was just really just into music and performing. I was always singing, like all them Disney movies. Oh my God, I knew every single like Tinkerbell song.
Are you serious?
Yeah, bro. You like Little Mermaid, all of that. Under the Sea.
Podcast, Squirrel Rosenberg. Yo, give me the Under the Sea joint.
Under the sea, dun, 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 under the sea, hey, everybody's wetter, down where it's wetter, take it from me, dun, dun, dun. Yo, I love Disney. Yeah. I've been auditioning for them for a while now.
Oh, wow. It sets the mood because it brought me back to when I heard that.
Exactly, yeah. Wow. Little Mermaid, I love that show.
SQR podcast, Squirrel Rosenberg Radio. We're cracking into Ganesh Matlock. Yeah. We're going to take a quick break, come back. I want to hear the transition back to the U.S.
Let's go, yeah.
Finish up high school, and I want to hear what you're doing right now.
Correct. Got you. I will.
Stay tuned. Ganesh Matlock.
Stay tuned,
Let's
guys.
do our podcast. One.
I'm not about to lend you no paper. I'm sticking close to my nature. Jamaican girls come with that flavor. She shaking. I be trill. Make a meal. What's the deal? How you feel?
I gotta let it marinate.
I be trill.
Yeah, this is nice.
Make a meal. Seal the deal. Hey, how you feel?
Go in. Squirrel Podcast, Squirrel Rosenberg Radio, Ganesh Matlock, your boy, we're kicking into the studio, digging into this young man's very brief but impactful move on this earth so far. It's amazing, bro.
Thank you so
And
much.
all the songs that you hear so far coming in and going out of the podcast are straight from Ganesh Matlock.
Yes.
Who's on the production of these?
Production, big producer, shout out Vinny Idol.
Yeah, heard that on that.
Vinny Idol is the one who produced the big 3 songs that we came out with. This was my first songs since I flew out here in New York. I just laid down 3 tracks, and I've been doing my thing, you know. And then I've messed with other producers too.
So before we even get to that, when you said you got here to New York, the transition was we were in Jamaica, finishing up primary school.
Yes, exactly.
Your mom, as you said, this woman who's not afraid of change.
Yes.
Right?
That's
we're going to go to
powerful.
Cali and make something happen.
Yes, that's exactly what I said. I was like, Mom, I want to be an actor. And we packed up and we left. And we just did our thing. We went out there. My mom came out there probably with not too much money. We moved to Beverly Hills actually, but you know, like it was in Beverly Hills is ridiculous rent. Like you don't understand how
Yeah,
expensive.
I can imagine.
Exactly.
It's actually top 2 or top 3 most expensive places of real estate to live.
Exactly. It's just a zip code. I love it though. Beverly Hills was my high school I went to, and I went to high school there for a year and a half, and then I was like, dude, if I'm gonna be an actor or any type of performer, I need to have the time to do the things that I want to do.
Let me ask you this. What was the transition like, fresh from Yard to Cali?
That was an interesting one because I knew Jamaica inside and out, and then we went back to California, and I was like, I don't even know California like that. I couldn't remember. I was a little bit too young, and from that age, from being 7 to 10, I was just entering my 5th grade, 6th grade, like from 5th grade on, and I would just remember me going into the Beverly Vista school. Actually, that's what my first middle school was, and I was a reckless kid. You know, I'm trying causing trouble in the schools, but you know, I'm respectful. I love the teachers, no matter what.
I'm pretty sure you still had a strong Jamaican accent too, right?
Actually, yeah, I just looked wild. Like you can just tell I'm like not from here. Like they can sense the Jamaican, especially when my mom walked into school. My mom is like the only Jamaican person in the school. Like everybody can see, like, oh yeah, that's a Jamaican person right there. So they kind of figured it out. They pieced it together.
You're in this transition. Was it in high school? Because in the background as we spoke, you mentioned that you ended up being awake on that you need to move on your passion.
Yes, correct. That's 100% what I was gotta do. I had to take my life in my own hands and decide and make the commitment to be able to do this music thing. Like it didn't just happen overnight.
But so let's take that down because you're talking so casually.
Yeah.
And people don't even understand that you are. How old are you at this age?
I was like 11, 12. I was like, Mom, I wanna be an actor, and got an agent, a manager right on the spot, because I had big poofy hair. I had an image from the beginning, and I think that played a big part.
Who knows to capitalize on that at this age, at 11?
Yeah, it was me. It was all me. Like I had to
and
decide.
then your mom to support that move
Correct,
at that age.
Mm-hmm. It was just all love though, because my mom completely understood. She knew.
SQR podcast for
just
Rosenberg
knew.
Radio. Ganesh Matlock dropping jewels. Could you repeat that statement? It was all love because...
It was all love because my mom just understood. She understood me. And
do you know how fortunate you are to have that?
Yeah, my mom is amazing. I love her. Like she looks like me, she sounds like me, I talk like her, I move like her, she feeds me, like she's amazing.
No,
like that's the biggest thing. She feeds me.
I big that up. But let me rephrase that.
Food is lit.
Yeah, let me rephrase that. So now you've coined this musical talent. The music we're hearing is coming crisp.
Mm-hmm.
As you transition from high school to homeschool, when did you start really getting tight with the music?
I started getting tight with the music when I was transitioning from middle school to high school, because kids in the after school, they would be playing music on the speaker, instrumentals, and I would just freestyle. And I got inspired by some of my friends. My friends would start rapping, and they were like, "Yo, Ganesh, jump in, bro," and I'm like, because I'm like I was a beginner, I didn't know what I was doing,
right?
And it took a lot of practice, a lot of preparation, and a lot of heart and a lot of dedication to the craft. And it doesn't just come easy. You got to work for it, and I did that.
SQR podcast, Squirrel Rosenberg, another jewel being snuck by me, dude. This is what I'm a jewel catcher, bro.
Yo, I could tell, like,
because
you're dropping rubies on rubies.
You're dropping jewels, but I need to slow you down because our listeners and our viewers need to hear that this is coming from somebody who's 16.
Yeah, I am young, but age doesn't really define like the conscious or the mindset of the young kid.
Another jewel. SQR podcast, Squirrel Rosenberg Radio. It's just dropping them. No, I salute that. So let's transition to, now you got the cojones to start dropping some freestyles with the boys, right?
Yes.
Share with me your first show where you're performing and it was a winner and you got some crowd reaction. You were like, yo.
I knew I was on top when I made my first performance in Jamaica, because I made a song, Move Over, the one that you guys know, and it was made in Jamaica for the kids in the correctional facility, and I just wanted to perform it for them. I wanted a song to inspire the youth in the correctional facility in Jamaica, and I had to think of different ideas, and the preparation took everything, but that's the song right there. Inspire the kids to make sure that they know, like, whatever predicament they got themselves into doesn't determine where they end up in the future.
Let's hear this real quick.
Move over, don't block me, marrying you over. Don't block me, move over. Don't block me, marrying you over. Don't block me, move
in Jamaica.
Don't block me, marrying you over. Yeah, don't block me, move over. Don't block me, marrying you over. Yeah, I'm washed up, but I'm still on my grind. I know my life, it ain't pretty nice. There's just one thing I cannot go by, the kingdom of B, and please give me time. There's lots of things that endanger my life, mostly bad, little good, and I committed some crimes, but even that don't determine my life. There's better things, I am closer. I see my face on the poster, successful things like a rover.
SQR podcast, easy. What we're doing, I don't want to give them too much right now, because we're gonna close out the show with an epic freestyle.
We have
you wrote this for the kids in the correction. Wow.
Dude, I had to. They inspired me because, like, these kids, like, they have such big hearts. And, like, even though, like, it's a third world country and these kids are, like, they're in there, but they're being prepared. We're showing them consciousness by spreading, like, awareness, and we're doing yoga in the correctional facilities and the prisons. We're teaching them mindfulness and yo, it's literally
whoa. When you say we,
game changing.
When you say we, who's we?
Subadra.
Buck. Your mom is just still giving back to Jamaica in that way.
My mom is a superwoman. She's a superhero. Whoa, did you just make that up?
Come on, son. It's your podcast.
Subadra. Oh my.
It's your podcast. Squirrel Rosenberg Radio. You know what? No, so let's just slow this down, because what you're hearing is a very aware and conscious young man.
Yes.
Who's been influenced and impacted by his mom, who is blazing trails.
Yeah.
No, that's huge, bro.
Big things.
No, your awareness on how you've, in the past 16 years, is phenomenal. I can only imagine what's ahead of you. Kids your age right now, they're not this conscious.
That's very true, but I think that the world is evolving at its right pace and its right time, and all the kids that, when they start to see more consciousness and more awareness of everything and what's going on in the world starts to spread and people start to download the information, trust me, the world is moving at the pace it needs to be right now. And I think all we have to do is just learn different morals. We need love, bro. We need a lot more love, more positivity. With the rapping, I wanted to come in here and spread positivity. That's my thing. And it's not even about being like a preacher or like, I want to come in and vibe with the kids. I love the youth. That's my squad,
SQR Podcast, Squirrel Rosenberg Radio.
Yeah.
I am so honored to be having this conversation with you, my dude.
Yeah, we want to impact the youth, spread that love.
We're going to take a quick break.
We lit.
Come back. We're going to close with what's going on right now, right? Some of the inspirational things that you're working on. And we're going to rock out with a freestyle from Ganesh Matlock. Right here. SQR Podcast, Squirrel Rosenberg Radio. 1.
Shake it up.
That is amazing.
I be trill. Make a meal.
What do you want to do for lunch? I'm not going to pay like $7 for a burger combo.
You kids don't know about the raddest Little Caesars lunch combo of all time? 4 slices of deep dish pepperoni pizza and a 20-ounce beverage now for just $4. Here, hold this.
Get a Little Caesars hot and ready lunch combo for the incredible price of just $4 for a limited time.
Pizza. Click. All of this dank in my blunt got me sick.
SQR Podcast for Rosenberg Radio. Cracking into another epic podcast here where we have the pleasure of chopping it up, as they say. In Jamaica, let me say, chop it up with my boy, Ganesh Matlock.
Greetings, yes.
Wow.
Blessings.
Man, you're so, the way you closed out the last segment with the awareness, you said the world is moving at the pace it needs to be. Mm-hmm. Your awareness and consciousness of that. And I've always, since we've been talking, that's all I seem to be doing. And it's not because I am surprised. I'm just impressed. I know you come from good cloth. You know what I mean? I can see that your mom has definitely groomed you and supported you 100% as you navigated these waters. Let me ask you this before we even switch to the next.
Yes.
Have you ever experienced, and I'm sure you did, a mistake in your life so far that you were like, damn, that I'm going to learn something from this? Is there one thing that you messed up where you were like, yo?
Yeah, of course. Everybody has those moments where they
share one of those moments.
Get over them. Yeah, as a teenager, I kind of wish I handled my high school situation and the people I associated with myself, with sometimes I wish I could have done better, but it happened for a reason, and I don't take any I don't hold on to things. I don't hold grudges. What would
have you done? What would have you done different?
And personally, for me, I just needed to start loving myself more, because I would start doing things that, as a kid, I was popular, so I had people asking me to do stuff, and I'm trying to fit in, trying to do things that's not me, and it's really not anybody else's fault except for myself. And I had to just, I had to grow up, and I had to start taking things as a responsibility and making sure that I'm on top of everything and making sure I'm balanced and not trying to go out and do every other high school. I don't need to be partying like most kids. Like me, I choose to focus and try to make money. I'm trying to get my mom and get a castle in Jamaica on top of the mountain overlooking the beach.
SQR Podcast. Yours is amazing about what you're saying right now. As you're listing the experience through high school or the things that you messed up with, I wanted to ask you, who is the person, and I think I know the answer to this, that's why I didn't stop. I stopped actually. I was going to ask, who is the person that influenced that kind of awareness now? I know you're going to say mom, because mom has been...
For me, I started out rapping, but I wasn't a positive rapper from the beginning. I wanted to fit in, and I started rapping about stuff that's not really meaningful. Really, I understand it's the culture, and I love the culture for what it is. But when things are starting to getting overhand, like kids doing things that is not necessary because of the rapping, I had to step away from that and realizing that rap is expensive. It can be anything as long as you keep that rhythm to it, and really you don't have to degrade it to one type of understanding. It is the culture, and I respect the culture. It's just
you can do something with that.
You can do it. You can inspire in a more positive direction than a negative one.
SQR Podcast. Here's something profound coming from a 16-year-old phenomenon that is in the music business and saying, I can consciously make a difference. I salute that.
Yes.
Let's try this on the
That's what we're here for.
Do you remember your first show?
Yes.
Where was it?
I had a big show in the Evo. That's a lounge in the Bronx.
Okay.
That was my first big show with my manager. He set it up, and it was great. I had my whole family invited, and I was on a little stage with a bunch of, a few people. And it was amazing. It was an amazing experience. And that was
what
my
was the
first
crowd response
time.
like?
Yo, they loved I Be Trill. They loved all the songs. And I don't think it's because I was performing it well, because I was very raw and new. It's just getting my feet wet. But what happened with it was just because I put my effort in, and I came with that energy, and they can see the hunger that I had. So I instantly, I created something, and I sparked something into the crowd, and they just couldn't help themselves. They love me.
Can I ask you something? Can I go granular?
Yeah.
Being on the stage,
Yes.
watching that response, do you remember what that feeling was like?
God. I made it. Mama, I made it. That's how I felt. I really felt like that. I was like, I did it.
So let's fast forward to a couple shows later. Tell me about one of your biggest shows.
My second show, shout out DJ Red Alert. Shout out Fat Joe, and shout out my best man Mateo. Yo, they and my manager, of course. He hooked it up, and we were in Manhattan in the Bentley, swerving around in the race car. Dude, it was like a movie. I went there, put up in a chrome blue Bentley. I came to the club. I'm 16, by the way. 16
my
in
youth,
these clubs.
Coming from Jamaica, my youth.
16 in these clubs, yo, they can't stop me. You don't understand. I walked up in there like the G, and I went up, next thing you know, I got the mic. I just jumped on and just did my thing, and then I give the mic to Fat Joe. Fat Joe performs, and I'm like, I didn't realize how big it was. I was just doing my thing, but that club was huge, and it was full, and it was
and the response was richer.
Yes, it was bigger, and then more energy and more hype. It was just hype. It was
Which gave you a little bit more gas in your tank.
In my tank,
Go forward.
No, we on top. We're getting it. We're getting there, and it's all because of the dedication and love we bring, and that's the only way you can go forward. Because if you contradict yourself and you block yourself, don't block me. Only love, positivity, and that's what got me here. That's what got me here, and I give thanks. And
my dude, in Jamaica, we call it a M16 of jewels you just dropped right now. No, seriously, pop down the aisle.
Yeah, it's serious.
And I am so blessed. Because here's the deal. There are people in this world who are way older than you that are not even thinking on the level you're thinking. Not only that, but you're also acting. You're taking an action based on your thought process. And I big that up. That's why you're on this show.
Thank you.
The mantra of the show is to educate, entertain, and encourage.
That's all what we're here for.
My dude, you have educated us on how you grew up and how you've changed your philosophy and how you've looked in life. You have encouraged us by your story and how you've, with your mom's phenomenal support, transitioned to where you are right now at 16.
Yes.
And you're about to entertain us.
Oh yeah, I'm about to entertain you guys.
As we get ready to close, Ganesh Matlock, there's a question I ask my guest.
Yeah. What's that?
I give you the magic wand.
Oh shoot.
You have two guests. You have two wishes.
Okay.
Only two wishes.
Two wishes.
All right, I just gave you the magic wand.
Okay.
One of those wishes can't be two more wishes.
All right, let me just wind up my wand real quick.
And I know, let's get a close up on Ganesh, because the way you've been dropping jewels and spitting, knowledge, I know something phenomenal is going to come with this. I just gave you the magic wand.
Damn.
Two things you can impact. Go. What's the first thing?
My first thing is to protect and keep my people that are around me safe and healthy, strong and vitalized. I want everybody around me to flourish and grow, and I just want everybody to grow. I want everybody to be great. I just want everybody to be great.
Second wish.
My second wish is to change the face of rap, expand it, and create a new wave of just positivity and love. So I just want to impact the youth, and I want the youth to rush out with so much music and so much love and positivity. I want to be inside of the minds of everyone, but I want to spread love, because that's what the world needs.
SQR Podcast, Squirrel Rosenberg Radio, Ganesh Matlock. Gotta be top two most profound podcasts we've had here. I mean, the youngest guest we've had is an 8-year-old.
Oh, wow.
And she,
little homie.
yeah, she was as a young lady too.
Oh,
she was
young lady.
very confident, very official. And to sit in your presence right now as we get ready to wrap, I'm amazed. Thank you so much for blessing us. We're going to close out. We're going to come back with a performance that's going to be epic. Ganesh Matlock. Tell them where they can find you real quick before we close out.
Yo, hey, look at this. Boom, right there. Ganesh Matlock. Instagram, Ganesh
Twitter.
_ Matlock, Twitter, and Snapchat. Boom.
I hear something big is bubbling up on the background with the
right
signing.
there, right there.
Do you want to spread a little bit and put some positive energy out there?
Oh, yes. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. That's a Sanskrit prayer for y'all. If you guys can listen to it, play it back. I'm telling you.
Say it again slowly.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Yo, just listen to that.
SQR Podcast, Squirrel Rosenberg Radio, Ganesh Matlock. 1. Wow. Nice. SQR Podcast, Squirrel Rosenberg Radio. I'm here with my boy Ganesh Matlock. We're about to crack in with an exclusive performance here on the SQR Podcast. Guys, you're in for a treat. My boy Ganesh Matlock. 1. Get him.
Ganesh Matlock in the building. Shout out to Squirrel Rosenberg podcast.
Don't blind me, my renew over. Don't blind me, move over. Don't blind me, my renew over. Hey, don't blind me, move over. Don't blind me, my renew over. Don't blind me, move over. Don't blind me, my renew over. Don't blind me, move over. Don't blind me, my renew over. Yeah, don't block me, move over. Don't block me, my renew over. Yeah, I'm washed up, but I'm still on my grind. I know my life, it ain't pretty and nice. There's just one thing I can't let go by. The king I'ma be, and please give me time. There's lots of things that endanger my life, mostly bad, little good, and I committed some crimes. But even that don't determine my life. There's better things, I am closer. I see my face on a poster. Successful things like a rover. Don't block me, move over. Don't block me, might renew over. And piece it together, cause life is not complicated. You can follow stupid things like medication. I tap in my mind and use meditation, cause I'm higher than most, like I'm levitating. I don't listen to you, cause you always hate. Yeah, in my bands, I'm doing my thing. You know I'm the man, not the less than the king. This is my fans, I'm making you sing. Don't block me, move over. This is for all of my soldiers. I'm rocking that shit like a boulder.
Don't block me,
Go
move
away.
over.
Go away.
Don't block me, my renew over.
Go away.
Don't block me, move over. Don't block me, my renew over.
Go
Yeah,
away.
don't block me, move over. Don't block me, my renew over. Yeah, don't block me, move over. My renew over, yeah. Don't block me, move over. Don't block me, my renew over. Yeah, don't block me. Squirrel Rosenberg podcast.